Hey guys, so in this video I wanted to give you my number one travel tip when traveling with a girlfriend or with a family. Because when you're traveling as a single guy, we can travel a little bit lighter. You've probably seen those memes online where it's like a mattress on the floor, a laptop, and a pistol, and it's like, okay, man's ideal setup. But when you start traveling as a couple, with a girlfriend, with a family, with kids, things obviously change a little bit. And in this video, I wanted to just break down some random observation, or honestly, my number one epiphany that I've had over the past couple of years, so that hopefully it helps out some other people, and probably you guys have been through this experience as well, which is that when you're a single guy traveling, you can get a 1 month Airbnb and you can get a studio, a 1 bedroom, no problem. And I'd get the studio and it'd be fine. I'd have the desk right beside the bed and I'm grinding all day and everything's great. The thing about when you travel with a girlfriend is if you have a studio or even a 1 bedroom place, like a 1 bedroom, 1 month Airbnb, there's not a lot of privacy to get work done. And it depends what type of work you do, but almost any type of work just looks awkward when there's someone else there kind of staring at you, right? Like it's hard to take sales calls in a studio apartment with a girlfriend that's there, scrolling on Instagram or whatever she's doing. And even if it's a 1 bedroom, it's still quite annoying because if it's a 1 bedroom, either you're in the living room and she's kind of coming and going, or you're in the bedroom and then she can't be in the bedroom because you're there until you. So the whole thing is kind of weird. And it's the same dynamic with kids, except it's amplified even more because then you have, screaming kids trying to get your attention or crying in the background. And you would obviously go nuts in a studio apartment with kids or even a 1 bedroom apartment with kids. And so what you want to do as a traveler, my biggest epiphany from traveling with girlfriends is that you need to get a 2 bedroom apartment. You need to get a 2 bedroom Airbnb with 2 enclosed bedrooms at a minimum. And you might think at first glance that it's overkill to get a 2 bedroom apartment for just a traveling couple, but I'm telling you, it's going to improve your travel experience so much because a studio and a 1 bedroom is effectively the same thing. Like, yes, there's one enclosed room, but there's still not a lot of privacy. But when you get a 2 bedroom Airbnb, one of the bedrooms effectively serves as an office. And you can even drag a table into the bedroom and sort of like set it up as an office. And you effectively have a private office. And one thing you'll notice, anyone, obviously, if your budget was not a consideration, obviously you would want to get a 2 bedroom or, sky's the limit. Let's get the most baller place out there. But people who are more budget conscious might think, oh, well, I'd rather save the extra, whatever, $300 a month. Or they might just think that it's like way more expensive to get a 2 bedroom apartment. But I would argue that it's really not nearly as expensive as you think it is, right? Like, let's just say a studio 1 bedroom is $1,000 a month. The 2 bedroom's only going to be like $1,200, $1,300. It's really not going to be all that much more expensive. And when you dollar cost average that over a month, you're really only paying like an extra $10 a day for what's effectively a private office. And then the question becomes like, are you going to be that much more productive? Are you going to be $10 a day more productive? Of course you are, because then you don't have to go out to a cafe or whatever you effectively have, or find a co-working space or something. You have a private office in your place and you're not paying that much more money for it. And I think we have this limiting belief where we think that a 2 bedroom apartment is going to be double, because in the US and Canada, a 2 bedroom apartment is always basically double a 1 bedroom apartment, or like significantly more money, where a 1 bedroom is maybe $2,000 and then the 2 bedroom is like $3,000 or $3,500. And so you think that it's going to be an extra $1,000 or something like that. But the thing is, in Latin America, in some of these low cost destinations, it's not really like that. It's not double, it's not an extra $1,000 a month for the extra bedroom. It's really only marginally more expensive. Another benefit of getting a 2-bedroom apartment is that the entire place is usually a little bit bigger and better. So when you get a 1-bedroom apartment, the living room or the living room, the TV room is usually pretty small. But when you get a 2-bedroom apartment, you'll find that those living rooms are usually a lot bigger, right? Like the whole apartment is a lot bigger. Sometimes the kitchen's bigger. Sometimes the balcony's bigger. The balcony's almost always bigger if there's a balcony when there's a 2-bedroom apartment. So not only are you getting that extra office for a little bit extra of money per month, $200-300 extra per month for that private office, but you're also getting a bigger balcony, a bigger living room, overall much more square footage to the apartment. And so you're getting overall like just a much better place. So that's kind of one of my biggest realizations, is that it's totally worth it to start, like as soon as you're traveling with someone else, whether it's a girlfriend or family and kids, you need to get an extra bedroom that can effectively serve as an office. And then you get all these side benefits in terms of the bigger living room, the bigger balcony, maybe a bigger kitchen. At that point, you might even have 2 bathrooms, which is great. So you get all these extra benefits, but really, the key thing is to have a private office so that you can take sales calls without being disrupted or being awkward, so that you can record like I'm doing now, obviously, so that you can computer program in peace and get in that flow state. And really any kind of work online, for us, it's really all about getting that flow state, because we're entrepreneurs. We're not dependent on an office. It's not a butt-in seat type of thing. We really need that flow state. We really need to get the creative juices flowing and just to get productive and just grind, put the headphones on, listen to some lo-fi techno and just grind it out for a couple hours. And having a private office really makes a huge difference versus just, working on some living room table where there's people coming and going. Okay? So that's my big travel tip, is start considering 2-bedroom apartments. It's really not as expensive as you think on Airbnb. And hopefully this video gave you something to chew on, a new idea or a new mini paradigm shift. So a little call to action here. Join the newsletter for secret LATAM knowledge. You can join in the description. And if you want to book a call with us, you can also book a call with us. We can help you with your whole international plan. We can help you get residency in any country in Latin America. We can help you open offshore bank accounts. We can help you get a US LLC, lower your taxes, and just overall have a baller relocation to Latin America for your family, for yourself, and all that good stuff. So catch you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.